So I've just done that thing where YouTubers say like, "Oh, I've like made a video but forgot to press record." So yeah, I just spent the last 3 minutes of my life talking to myself about perfume. Ugh. Right. Anyway, so this is a haul video, but it's part of it's a haul, and the other two came separately. So this is more like what I got within like a certain time frame of each other. But I will start with the four that came in the haul. And the first one is Anna Goutal's Vetiver in the original packaging, I believe. This is, to me, very similar to Guerlain's Vetiver. It's got tobacco in it. It's got a similar Vetiver, although the Vetiver is smokier and earthier and darker. But as an overall perfume, it is quite similar to Guerlain's Vetiver. I'll just take the lid off and have a smell. Yeah, it's the actual Vetiver note is leaning more into Route de Vetiver by Maître Parfumier de Gauthier. If you ever smelled that is a dark soul. That perfume is like a torment. It's a Heathcliff. It is a perfume. Very, very dark, very smoky, very like grim. But apart from that, it's very similar. The tobacco makes it smell like that. The combination of Vetiver and tobacco, you can't get away from the fact that that's what Guerlain did with Vetiver. So it does remind you a bit of that. It's also got sea salt in at the top, which if you didn't know it, you wouldn't smell it, but I suppose that's like the power of suggestion. It does sort of just, you can't smell it once you know it's there. And it's interesting, so I'm going to look forward to actually getting to know this. It's a rare one, especially in this packaging, so I'm quite glad to have that, and it was a very reasonable price, so that's the first one. Second one I got is, it's not a miniature, although it is a small bottle. It's a 30ml, and I got 3 of these, so I got like 90ml really, and this is called Joint by Roc Barroco. It's got the notes I've been able to discern from it so far are like basil and bergamot at the top, and they go quite quickly, and you're left with stuff like the type of things you would expect. I'm into tobacco, honey, patchouli, leather, a bit of civet, and it gives it this sort of classic men's sort of thing. But ladies, don't fear, you can wear this. You will smell chic. Because it's been so long since men wore this, women could just like reclaim it if they wanted to. There's all the lads are wearing like shitty fucking sweet stuff now. That's just generic as fuck. Like sweet stuff's all right if it's done properly, but it's not. It just smells like badness, synthetic badness at that. So, but that's not what this perfume is. It's not sweet. It smells like a classic sort of thing that I would like. It reminds me a bit of Unarm. I've also got a little rascal of that. Hello. Little 30ml of Charles Jourdain Unarm. That's really nice as well. It's like a similar vibe rather than smelling the same, if that makes sense. So yes, I got 3 of these and I'm pretty happy to have them. It was recommended to us by Duncan. So thanks for that. This next one was recommended to me by Ramsey. So I am open to recommendation, and I will put the money that I have where my mouth is. If somebody I trust recommends us something, I will buy it. And I'd never smelled Joint before, but I trust Duncan's nose and I enjoy it. So that's one thing. Another, Ramsey recommended this to me, and this is called, I don't know if you can see that, it's Lagerfeld Cologne Spray Naturel. This is a tester from times of yore. On Fragrantica and Amazon and stuff now, you will find this called Classic, like Lagerfeld Classic Cologne. But this is before that time. This is the original release. And sometimes if you want that, you've got to get a tester. I've said that before, and I don't mind. I don't discriminate. And And it is absolutely amazing. Like, it's a really, really great cologne for men. Women could wear this very easily. But it's beautiful. It's very, it's not pretty, it's beautiful. It's big aldehydes at the top and lemon, but the lemon don't worry, lemon goes away very quickly. Horrible lemon. And then like it dries down to stuff like tobacco and sandalwood in the middle, in the mid, and orris. It's got a beautiful orris note, like an old fashioned. It's not like it's not like a verdant orris. It's more of a soft orris, like a not a powdery orris, just a soft, warm orris. There's patchouli in it, and then there's like amber, vanilla, musk, and moss. It doesn't go too powdery or too soft or too sweet, but it doesn't go too masculine or too like aggressive either. It's an absolutely beautiful fragrance. I've got it on my hand. It's absolutely lush. And you can buy this, like the modern version. I don't know what the modern version will be like. It'll probably be crap because they'll have butchered the ingredients and they're selling it for like 14 quid on Notino. So the new one, but if you can get an older version of it, this is absolutely stunning. And I really love it. Next and final from this haul that I received is Paco Rabanne. I don't know if you can see that. Tenere. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Absolutely despicable pronunciation. I may have like just upset a lot of people there. But this is a bit outrageous as well. It's very strange. This is more of like a masculine sort of cologne thing that I'm into. It's got lavender at the top, and then it's got honey. There's been honey in a few of these, or a couple of these, I should say. And I'm a big fan of honey. They used to use it much more than they do now. The honey that comes out now is a bit synthetic, a bit crap. It doesn't smell like natural honey. Just sugar, basically. Because that's what they try to do. They try to get you in with the top notes, big sweet top notes, and it releases like endorphins. And people are like, oh, that's really nice. And then they don't stick around for the dry down. This is really nice. I haven't tested it fully, so I can't speak on what it's like. But it's got rose and jasmine in as well. It's a floral. In the blurb for it, it says it's in the blurb it says it's a totally different type of fragrance than what's come before. But I mean, all of them say that. So take it with a pinch of salt. But I'm looking forward to decanting this and getting to know it. Great bottle. I just wish it was a spray, but it's not. It's a splash. And so to the two perfumes that I bought, or that I got this week that weren't in the haul, but they are worthy of note. Two classics. You'll all recognise them. I'll go with this one first. Oh, you can't see it. It's Bellamy. This is the second formulation, the re-release from the late 90s, early 2000s. This was done by Jean-Claude Eleanor. I'm still considering whether to get the shaker bottle, the older one. There's a couple online, but they do want big money for them. And I've turned down a couple of offers. I can't pay that sort of money for that. Something that I don't know. But I've got this. Apparently, like couple of friends say this is the best version. The first one was a bit rough and ready, and this one's got like the roughness still, but it's got the Eleanor. It's got the Jean-Claude Eleanor sort of like finesse about it. It's lighter and it's balanced very well. Yeah, it's really good. So I can't wait to wear this. It's like smoky. It's got papyrus. It hasn't got papyrus. What am I talking about? It's got bergamot and sage at the top, and you do get a little fruity blast, like a little aromatic fruity blast at the top, which is like strange because of what it dries down to. It just plummets through like carnation and the leather and the oak moss. You get a smoky leather and a smoky oak moss in like the mid to the base, and that just takes over. It just becomes what the fragrance is. It's very masculine. It's very strong. It's very not overbearing, but it's very dominating. You know. So, beautiful. Absolutely love it. Especially for the weather we're having. It's absolutely freezing recently. And last but certainly not least, I managed to get one of these. Gucci Pour On 1. Do you want to know something? Don't believe the hype. It's not that good. Whoever's been hyping this is a rascal, because I think somebody has... Give us a second, I'm just going to get the lid off. There we go. I think people have worn this at a certain time in their life, and it's been like the best days of their lives. And then what's happened is, as they've got older, they've stopped wearing it, and it's gone out of fashion, and it's gone out of production. It's been discontinued, and then people have got to a certain age, and they've decided that they want to wear this again to remind themselves. Like their kids are like between the ages of like 7 and 17 now, and like they've grown up and they've got like long steady jobs and stuff like that, and they're in a long-term relationship, but they want to go back to that time when they had like loads of fun. And I think this happens with a lot of fragrances from like the late 90s, early 2000s. They get discontinued, and then people decide they want them back. And then that's why the prices go like through the roof. I don't think this is as good a fragrance as the second one, which I've also got. That is a lovely fragrance. That is an absolutely amazing tea fragrance. Move across there. Yeah. I think that's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to do a review on this at some point. The lids are absolutely outrageous. The bottles are heavy as fuck for the pair of them. And it's so outrageous that they call the fragrance Pour On 2. You know what I mean? Just sod it. It's like calling your dog the dog. You know what I mean? It's I don't know whether it's lazy or it's genius. But yes, there's Gucci Pour On 1, Gucci Pour On 2. I do a comparison between them, but for me, the second one's absolutely brilliant. Like the first one hasn't impressed us very much so far. That's got papyrus in it, and cedar. Cedar's a big note in it. Incense, I get a lot of incense and a little bit of sandalwood, a little bit of leather as well. I need to wear it more to get to know it, but there you have it. So I will put all of these out and see if I can do like a bit of a portrait. That's one of the next videos. I'm going to be doing another family portrait. Oops, picking things up by the sun lid. Vetiver Joint, classic. Bellamy, Tener, Gucci. What are you doing here? You don't belong. So yes, there they are. Enjoy. Thank you very much. I will see you soon.